Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the OurMFC channel. If you are watching on YouTube, first of all, can we get a big round of applause for Ben and Matty? Look at the effort that they have gone to. I feel well seen off, lads. Both if you listen like on any of the podcast platforms, just to give you a brief description, these guys are going like full on Jim White. They've got the suits on. You know, everyone
just missing the yellow tie. Just missing the yellow tie.
Yeah, just missing the tie. But everyone is looking very, very dapper. Apart from me, I'm just in my huge. But yeah, how are you doing, lads? Anyway, you both good? Ben, you good?
I'm not bad, thanks, pal. A little bit tired. I've been at work. You know, this is what it's like being an adult. Prepare yourself, Matt.
That comes next year for me. I'm doing fine, pal. How are you doing? I've still got another year of freedom.
Yeah.
But yeah, this episode is essentially just going to be a full roundup of the season as a whole. We're going to do kind of get some awards going. I know Ben has put together some nice little prizes.
You say put together.
So we don't know if they're nice. We don't know if they're nice. We just know that they are prizes for this moment.
Me and Matty have no idea what is in this magical box of his.
Trust me, neither do I.
So obviously, if you listen on the podcast, you've got to go over on YouTube, look at the minute this is, and go and see the prizes that he pulls out, because they're going to be something else. They really are. But yeah, let's get into it, lads. So first, we basically created like a big doc. We're just going to work our way through it on kind of different sections throughout the season. So the first one is the best and worst game of the season. What would yours be, Ben?
Well, personally, I think it would probably be wrong for me to choose a game I wasn't at. Just a prerequisite, we're excluding the cup games here because...
Yes, to put that in
we
there.
don't choose United or Spurs.
Obviously, our cup runs were phenomenal, so 9 times out of 10, we'd all just say them.
Exactly. So, I mean, choosing a game that I've been to is difficult because, one, I haven't been to loads, and two, I'm a curse. I seem to watch us lose every week. But I'll go for Swansea at home, the 1-0 win. I believe it was Jones's first goal for the club, assisted thanks to a little bit of samba from Super Soul Bamba.
Yes.
Right?
I like that.
We're rhyming on the OurMFC podcast. Yeah, I mean, you might remember it. Lovely little bit of footwork, spreads it out to Jones. Off he goes. Whacks it home. The game was topped off as well just by a little bit of excellent alternative commentary from the three people behind me. So shout out you people if you're watching. Wonderful game.
And whose was yours be, Ben? Matty, sorry.
For the best game of the season, I'm gonna say, if we're excluding the cup runs, I think I'm gonna have to go Blackpool away right at the start, because I have never seen limbs. Well, disregarding the cup game, but the absolute limbs in the away end that night were just phenomenal. The moment that goal went in. Honestly, I think there was people falling down at least 5 rows of stairs. There was stairs on the coach back. There was people carrying the seats on the coach back.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to auction them off. I'll happily probably buy one and put it in a nice frame. But yeah, Blackpool away. What a night, and what a night that was for the fans.
Yeah, I think just to add to that, that was up there for one of my best. My best was like Blackpool away, or Huddersfield away. Just like purely based on the fact that Blackpool game was phenomenal in the sense of just a full-on roller coaster of emotions, and then like you say, the scenes at the end, and Spora's cheeky little backheel finish, that was very sexy. And then I put Huddersfield on there because I think it was only Wilder's 3rd or 4th game in charge, and I think that was one of his first wins under his belt at the club.
Yeah.
I just remember watching it thinking, bloody hell, like this is what is to come under Wilder. It was full on Wilder ball, and don't get me wrong, let us say Huddersfield are a good team. They played us off the park at the Riverside, but we did it to them at their place. And like I say, to put them to shame at their place, it was, he scored some good goals that day as well. So
Watmore loves a cracking goal against Huddersfield, by the way.
He does, doesn't he? He absolutely does. Yeah.
Petition Petition to add Wilder Ball as an official term to the Oxford English Dictionary
Oh my
next year.
God, yes. I could full on vouch for that. We should maybe get a campaign going. Do like something similar to what Boro Breakdown did. You get, like around the advertising boards.
Yeah.
With like,
I mean,
palm
to just put it out there for elder viewers and listeners, our budget probably does not stretch that far, so don't get your hopes up. But
No,
it's always nice.
doesn't.
It's always nice to dream, ladies and gentlemen. It's always nice to dream.
Exactly. I mean, to be fair, we are pushing it with Ben's prizes tonight. So
well, yeah. I'll be invited.
Yeah, and your worst. Let's go on your worst.
Oh.
Go on, Ben.
Well, for me, sticking with the theme of games I've been to, it's got to be QPR at home. I had a mild spat with some bloke on Twitter about QPR at home. He then blocked me.
I seen that. That was brilliant. Brilliant Twitter at its peak.
Oh, it's wonderful. But yeah, that game, I mean, just, 3 conceded, including an own goal from Howson. He had a poor game. A Lumley howler, a second half collapse, and conceding straight after we scored. So it was just one for typical Boro bingo, wasn't it?
Ticked everything off in that game.
Yeah, that was fun. Very deflating.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going for.
I think any Boro fan that remembers that game can get behind that answer 100%.
To be honest, mate, I've tried not to remember it, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, just put it at the back of your mind. No, Ben, sort of remind everyone. What about you, Matty? What would yours be?
I think I'm going to go with Preston, last game of the season. I think just because of the hype everyone had, we had a really good chance going into the game of, snatching 6th spot and, I think the excitement, we've mentioned this before, but the excitement everyone was feeling, that we could do it, obviously provided other results went our way, which they didn't. But but it was just, I think the amount of excitement that everyone had for that afternoon to concede 4 and just have everyone's excitement just deflate out of them, and especially for like the 6,000 Boro fans we took down as well. I think it was just a very depressing midday game, and I think it just like summed up that it was just unlucky really, and it was just a hard pill to swallow. But it's just football at the end of the day, I guess.
Yeah, it was one of them, wasn't it? Where, like you say, we've gone there, and it was the optimism of where winning could take us, and in the end, we just enjoyed the occasion. But like you say, for the actual, if we're talking about performance, I'd say I agree with you. That's up there for one of the worst. The two that I went with, I was stuck between two. Was either Barnsley away when they beat us 3-2. Like that was just an absolute shambles. We took such a good away following as well.
We always do at Barnsley, to be fair.
Yeah, and to play the way that we did, it was just terrible. So say Barnsley away or Hull at home.
Hull at home. Jesus.
I did write down a different answer. I don't know why. But I remember Hull at home.
That shot against Joe Lumley still lives rent-free in my head.
God, I know. It came up again on my Twitter feed the other day.
It always does on mine. I don't need reminding.
The edit.
Someone made an edit. It was like Joe Lumley's the best keeper in the world compilation.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that on TikTok. Yeah, I think someone did put it on TikTok. Yeah.
So it shows his awesome, like a couple of awesome saves, which he did make a couple of awesome saves.
It just shows all of his absolute howlers as well.
Yeah, and like you said, that whole one cropped up again, and I was like, oh my, you're thinking like them 3 points. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just don't even go
there.
Let's
not go there, boys. Let's not go.
We're not going to go into it, otherwise we'll all just be depressed.
Yeah, we'll move swiftly on. I did want to touch though on obviously it came about October, November time, and that's when the club decided to make a managerial change, and that was to bring in Chris Wilder in place of Neil Warnock. Now that was in, I think it was just before the international break, so he had kind of like a 2-week window to work with the squad, get to know the players and that kind of thing. How would you, Ben, say, like how impressed have you been? What were your thoughts on Chris Wilder since he came in, and the club's decision to swap him out for Neil Warnock?
Well, things had gone stale under Warnock. Like I was pretty much apathetic. Every time we lost, I was a bit annoyed, but I was it was at the point where I was expecting it every week, pretty much.
Yeah.
Wilder came in, people called him a dinosaur on Twitter. They've since been proved wrong. He is the opposite of a dinosaur. I don't know what, he's a baby. Is that the opposite of a dinosaur? I don't know.
I've no idea.
But he's sick. I love him. I'm not proposing, by the way.
In fact, behind Ben's camera now, he's got a massive shrine to the man. He doesn't tell you that.
Don't know what you're talking about. No.
To be fair, I thought you were going to say something else there. I didn't know I didn't know where that was going.
No, we're keeping PG here.
Yeah, do carry on, Ben.
I mean, I don't really have a massive analysis on numbers we've improved on. Maybe I should do, but just vibes. The vibes around the club at the moment, they're great. It's a big summer window coming up, but I'm not too stressed. And under Warnock, I would be bricking it. So there's a gauge for you.
Yeah. But would you echo that, Ben? Matty, oh my God, what am I doing?
You don't even look alike.
Honestly,
No.
would you echo that, Matty? Do you kind of agree with what Ben's saying there?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Warnock on his retirement and that. I don't think we've touched on it in a video. To the phenomenal manager and to have managed the number of games that he has and everything. Great man, great manager, and one that the referees will be very glad that they've got rid of now. But yeah, I think the change was something we needed. I think, as Ben said, we got very stale under Warnock, and I think everyone was at the point where we didn't really see the club going in the direction that we wanted to. We didn't really see Neil Warnock being the right man to lead us forward into where we wanted to be. It was just seemed to be going downhill more than climbing up to the promised land. So I think the change did come at the right time, and what a change it has turned out to be. I think since Wilder's come in, it's just you can feel the change. Every Boro fan around the world can feel the change. Like, I think everyone's just got that sense of optimism, that excitement with Chris Wilder in the managerial seat now. Just like, as I said, Wilder ball. We always say it's just a different style. It's just not like Warnock. It's a different style where we're all looking at it and thinking, oh, this could be exciting, this. Instead of like when we had Warnock and we're thinking, right, we've seen this last week and the week before. So we kind of know what to expect. With Wilder, it just seems to be like a whole different vibe and a whole different kind of feeling around it, which is one that's obviously very positive and made everyone very excited. So yeah, I think the change did come at the right time, and what a change it's turned out to be.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with you both in that sense. I think you can obviously look at it in hindsight and go, bloody hell, I wish the change was made sooner. But I think at the start, Warnock was kind of going to end up finishing the season. So we didn't really, like you said, Ben, the expectation wasn't really there. He mentioned something, he got interviewed on Wales Online. I tweeted about it on the OurMFC page earlier on, and he basically said that he was disappointed when he left, but there was a January transfer window coming up, and he thought they were going to give playoffs a right good go, but I just you can't see that looking back, and the performances, there was too much inconsistency, whereas as soon as Wilder came in, apart from maybe towards the back end of the season where he had a bit of a blip, there was that consistency there, and he, like I say, he brought that real optimism, he's brought that energy and the expectation back to the club. I mean, I don't think it'll be a disaster next season if we didn't go up next season, but there's a project there that you can kind of see a future, whereas with Warnock it was kind of like the players that he brings in, they're going to be here for another season, and then another manager comes in, and it was kind of that rotation. So no, I echo you both. I think it's definitely it was a brilliant move for the club, and he's definitely the man that's going to take us to that next level.
Yeah.
That's what I say, by the way, we're not disrespecting Neil Warnock in any way, shape or form. We love the man and everything that he did, but we're just like obviously saying that like what he was doing wasn't working. For anyone out there on Twitter or anyone who wants to have a rant at us, feel free. But when that's not what we're trying to do.
Yeah,
just a disclaimer.
Not at all. We've always said the job that Warnock did to get us out of it from when Woodgate was in charge. He essentially brought the club back to a stable position to enable someone like Wilder to come in to then take us to that next level. It just came at the right time. And like you said,
he did what he was brought in to do.
Yeah, of course. And we wouldn't have been able to do that without Warnock. So,
No.
like you said, you can't thingy the job that he did.
He walked so Wilder could fly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to moment of the season. There's been quite a few. So, what's your pick of the bunch, Ben?
Well, a certain someone has nicked Josh Corbin's goal against Spurs. So I'm going to go with Piero's goal against Cardiff.
Shout, yeah.
You know, a lot of expectation on him when he came in. I remember watching his announcement video and falling in love with the bloke for no apparent reason, just because.
Just because he's an Argentinian international, and you
pretty much. And then to see him get that goal, the joy he had, the celebration, and capped off with a lovely showing of the bond he's got with Macross. For me, it was probably the highlight of the season under Warnock.
Yeah.
And I'll give it the moment of the season because, as aforementioned, the other ones are gone.
Yeah,
so.
No, I like that. That was when we'd hit 3 wins on the bounce.
Yeah, 3-2-0.
Yeah, we were in
really weird.
We were in 6th place as well. So 3 wins on the bounce, 3 clean sheets. Piero scores. Yeah, I think that's a brilliant moment of the season.
Time's over.
Yeah, very good times. What would yours be, Matty?
I think I would go with. I'd have to say the FA Cup.
That's demonetized.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Not to editors.
I've never heard of that cup before.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
The FA Cup run as a whole was definitely a standout moment, like as a collective. But I think if we're more thinking about individual moments of the season, I'd probably say that. I'd probably say the moment that,
again.
Yeah.
No, we'll just keep going. We'll leave it in.
Nobody come at me on Instagram, please. But I'd say if we're going for individual moments, I'd definitely say the moment we all saw Anthony Elanga sky that penalty high into the Stretford end at Manchester United away to send us through in the FA Cup. I think that was just a phenomenal night altogether. And I don't think there was a Boro fan that left without having a sore throat who couldn't say anything after that. Again, just amazing limbs in the away end, and just absolutely, it's just one of those games that I was so grateful to be there for. And obviously, for us to win was just icing on the cake, really. So, yeah, my moment of the season was when Anthony Elanga skied that penalty and sent us all into rafters.
Yeah, no, it was. To be fair, it was, like you said, the whole cup run was immense. The fact that we had like so many good nights, like you said, beating Man U, beating Spurs, just brilliant times for the football club, for the fans, especially like you say when the wind looked like it was taking us out of our sails a bit in the league, and getting that cup run kind of picked everyone up and let us go again. Mine was obviously Corbin'S goal against Spurs. I think, like you said, the moment, like the fact that it fell to Josh Corbin, I think was the icing on the cake. The fact that you've got this 19-year-old striker born in Middlesbrough, honestly, you just can't, just smashing it past Hugo Lloris. Like, it wasn't like he French international goalkeeper. It wasn't even like it was a tap in. Like he absolutely wellied it.
In the words of Neil Madison, wallop.
Wallop, yeah. Absolute walloped it. So yeah, that moment was brilliant. But another moment that was very special was Sol Bamba scoring his penalty against Man U. I think everything that he's gone through, and I have watched his full video now, and it's emotional. But I think everything that he's been through to come out the other side of that, to get a contract here at the club, and to be involved as much as he has, to step up in front of like 70,000 fans and just slot it home with like sheer. It was just a brilliant moment for him. So I think that's definitely up there for me.
Super Sol.
Who would your players of the season be? Ben, do you want to go first?
Can I just this is something just. Do we want to do the first prize here? Obviously, this won't go in the video.
Oh yeah, go on, get
Just
your
'cause
prizes out. So
Oh, here we go.
I figured we wouldn't do them for previous ones, but seeing as this is going to actual players.
yeah, no, go for it,
Yeah.
go for it.
Okay.
Ben's getting his prize out. So if you're listening on the podcast, get yourself over to YouTube now to see one of Ben's special prizes.
Right. So, who are we giving this to? Are we all agreeing Josh Coburn, pretty much?
Yeah,
we'll
or it can be a
consider that
joint
as collective.
one. Can be a joint one. Josh Coburn and Sol Bamba.
For all of us, for all
Sol
we've
can have
done,
an honorary
Yeah,
prize.
yeah,
Right,
it's like a
so
joint honorary award.
we've got a special box of prizes. Okay.
I'm very intrigued to see what.
Going blind. What have we got? This one is for Josh Coburn. He's got a set of Top Gear top trumps
What a lad.
from many a year ago. That's for you, Josh.
Congratulations,
Well
Josh.
in, Josh.
Well in. DM us to claim your prize.
Yeah, if you're
They will be
watching
mailed
this,
first class to the Boro
Yeah.
training ground immediately.
if you're watching or listening to this, Josh, just give us a shout and we'll send.
He
this
follows us
over
on
to you.
Instagram, to be fair, so he might see it.
He does. So fingers crossed.
And the honorary prize for Sol Bamba for being a bloody excellent bloke. A farewell prize for him. He is getting not that, because that's a potato gun.
Yes, he's getting a potato gun.
He's getting a potato gun.
Go on,
Sol Bamba.
Sol.
You've got
Go
a
on,
potato
Sol.
gun.
Go
You
on,
know,
And
we
it's
Sol.
red as well. And it's red.
Exactly.
Exactly. It was meant to
We
be.
don't promote violence on the RMFC channel, but
Oh, definitely not.
No.
you can have a potato gun, Sol.
Particularly, we don't
Yeah.
promote violence with vegetables or any other form of culinary items.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, Josh, Sol, if you like the look of them prizes and want to claim them, just give us a shout and yeah, we'll send them right your way.
Why would they not? You know.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I think you know what. If you don't, you're just being a bit selfish, really.
How could you not accept
Oh,
them? Especially of us.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on
Back to your regular viewing.
yes, moving on to player of the season. Ben, take it away.
I'll put my water down.
Caught you off guard.
I'm going to go with Tav here. It's been well documented that I love this man. You know, if you don't know that part, you haven't been around for long enough. Yeah, as mentioned, I was an early inductee into the Tav fan club. But this season, his expected assists is the highest at the club. So that's the old Boro striker effect letting him down there.
Yep.
Because I think he should have had 8, and he's got about 4 from my recollection. So that's great. In addition to that, the drive and energy he has in midfield is so crucial to the way we play. You know, the amount of times this season I've seen him get all the way back into our own box to make a last-ditch tackle. I've lost count, to be honest. You know, the way he played against Man United, for example, Paul Pogba, he was running rings around him. It was great. Wonderful to see. So yeah, I'm going to go with Tav. One last thing, he's also shown that he can do a job at wing back. So, you know, look at West Brom at home, for example.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's tough for me.
He has. I think I agree with you. He's really shown a lot more of his game this year, and I think under Wilder next season, if he does stay, because obviously he's been linked to a couple of moves away. But if he does stay, he's really going to excel, I think, under Wilder. And he really values him as a key player that can do them different positions. So yeah, no, I think that's a good one. What about you, Matty?
Yeah, I was actually thinking along the same lines, to be honest. It was tough for me to choose between I was going to go either between Johnny Howson or Marcus Tavernier. I just want to mention Duncan Watmore as well. I thought was a shout I was going to throw in there as well, just for his work rate and how well he performs when he comes on the pitch. But after careful consideration, I'm going to agree with Ben, and I'm going to go with Marcus Tavernier for this one. I just think, you know, as the season's progressed and everything, a lot of people have kind of realised and appreciated just how far Tav's come since, especially Wilder's come into the club. And that level of excitement that he brings, that Ben kind of touched on there. As you said, just the performances he's put in this season, I think, have just been amazing. I'm definitely looking forward to next season as well, to see his sort of like progression and how far he takes it again, and especially alongside players like Riley McGree. and other things like that, just to see just how far he is, because he's a great young talent and I love him. I would also like to honour myself to be inducted into this Marcus Tavernier fan club, which Ben has got into. So, yeah, so well done, Tav. You're my player of the season.
Yeah, like I said, I've got nothing else to add to that one. The two that I had, you know what, I'm gonna say Johnny Howson. Reasons
definitely
being,
shout.
yeah, reasons being, I know he wasn't as good under Warnock, but since Wilders came in, he's been immense. He's been Mr. Reliable all season, non-stop running. He's literally the heart of the midfield. And at his age, I think I say it week in, week out, to clock up the most amount of minutes in the entire Boro team at his age is ridiculous. And he deserves a 1-year contract extension that he's supposedly been offered. So yeah, I would definitely go with Johnny Howson, but a very close second would be Jake Steele. I think when Warnock came in, he really excelled. Him and Matt Bowler both really excelled, but since Wilders came in, he's gone from he was already at a good level and he's just got even better. So yeah, for me, Jake Steele's a very, very close second, and I do believe if we don't go up next season, he's going to be one of the players that we'll struggle to keep hold of. Because especially for his age as well, he's a really, really good, versatile centre back. So yeah, that'd be mine. But I think as a majority, you've got to go with Tav, don't you? Two both said Tav, so he's gonna have to get.
Let's see what Tav gets. Come on.
Right then, Tav. You know I love you. I'm rooting for you for a good prize here, mate. The pressure here is right.
Immense.
What have we got?
Ben's also going to send Tav a personalised love letter as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
one of many. He's already got loads. This is actually a handmade item.
Oh.
It's a decent. It's a chicken with the Italy flag on it.
You know what? Honestly, that is an honorary prize.
I'm sure he'll be.
The Irish? What?
Is it Irish?
Yeah, he's got a lumpy chicken with either the Irish or Italian flag.
Is it orange or is it red?
It looks orange to me.
Great price, am I right, guys?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be over the moon. Congratulations,
he will be over the moon with that. There's no he can't complain.
Especially because it's from his number one fan. It's going to take pride of place.
So I don't know if number one, to be honest. Dana might take that.
Yeah, he's going to be very, very happy with that. He's going to be a happy man.
We're up there.
So
absolutely.
Moving on. We will go to the Ben, you named it the Isaiah Jones Award.
Yeah.
And this is the most improved player. So, Ben, do you want to give us yours first?
Well, I've basically copied Matty, to be honest, because we've excluded Isaiah Jones. Because we don't want to have the same answer.
Because obviously it would be him.
Yeah, so I'm just going to hand over to Matty. Basically, I've taken the cop out because, I couldn't think who else. I nearly chose Dead Tense, but I'll hand over to Matty to explain our point of view.
Yeah, so if we're doing this as a collective, Josh Corbin, I think, because of his contributions and for especially how young he is, how to have the confidence at especially such a young age to step up the way he has when he's called for is just something that you can't help but admire. See Spurs at home as probably the obvious example. I think that next season we can expect a lot from him. I think due to the fact that most of our loan strikers have now gone back, I think it's a great opportunity for Coburn to show what he's made of and perhaps get probably more minutes in and stuff like that. I think it's definitely going to be a great opportunity for him to show, as I said, what he's made of and what he's capable of. We've already seen glimpses of it, but I think it'd be great to see it more on a wider scale. Whether that's him, starting more games or whatever. We're going to give this one to Josh Coburn, and we're very much looking forward to see where he goes in terms of progression and growth regarding next season.
Yeah. Speaking like you're my husband.
Yeah.
Love you too, bro.
I agree with you both. I think it was definitely a great mention. Like you said, the confidence, the calmness. He just kind of oozes this attitude that he's just got it all, doesn't he? He's tall, he's strong. Like you said, we've already mentioned the hell of a shot he's got on him. So it's a very exciting prospect that seems to just take first team football in his stride. When a lot of people said that he should be playing in the lower leagues, for him to stay at the club to learn under Slovenian nationals, things like that. He's done really well. So no, I think that's a great mention. The person that I went with, I touched on it earlier, Jake Steele. Like I said, for me, last season he had a very good season, but this season he's just took it up to that other level. And if we were obviously excluding Isaiah Jones, Jake Steele, this season's just been on another level. He's been up there with Howson for being just ridiculously consistent. He had a little bit of a blip where for a few games you questioned his touch and his passing, but apart from that, he's just been solid, makes excellent recovery runs. So yeah, I think he's definitely up there. Do you want to do like a joint award, him and Coburn?
We're giving Dykedale one as well. All right, first one for Anthony Dykedale.
Can I say, if you're still at this point listening on the podcast, it's a thrilling experience if you're watching it. So please don't jump over to YouTube.
Yeah, you've got to switch between the two because you can't miss this.
It's thrilling.
What's he got? He's got a collection of stickers and badges, including an "Always Cross Safely" badge, to remind him how to cross a road safely.
Yeah.
And what better prize is there than safety?
No, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
One of those things money can't buy.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Or in our case, we couldn't buy anyway because the budget's on particularly low. So.
What do you mean? That was on my peg at nursery.
That will have cost a lot.
That was on my peg at nursery. That was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's a prime memory for you there, Anthony.
This is like memorabilia. This is
personal memorabilia. This, yeah.
Yeah. This is expensive stuff.
And now Josh Coburn's second prize
yes.
of the afternoon. Clearly enough at these awards. Is that
God, he's going to be taking loads.
Okay. He has got a toy car. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh, man.
He is going to love that.
Didn't he get the Top Gear trading cards as well?
It was written in the stars. It stretches
So
out.
it's all linking together. It's all linking together.
So
you know what this is? This is fate. This is fate. This prize, Malarkey, was just meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely didn't think it up on the spot at the last minute.
No, not all.
No, we'd never do that.
Just
about our league online.
Yeah, like this was planned like 4 years ago.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
OurMFC
it was planned when Ben was still at nursery using that thing on his peg.
Yeah, that's why I took it out.
Yeah.
I knew one day this is going to some random bloke.
Yeah. Yeah, swiftly moving on. Going on to the next awards. I know you can't wait to hand that out, Ben. Signing of the season. I know you cheated a little bit on this one, Ben. Do you want to share your answer?
I've kind of cheated on most of them, let's be honest. I'm going Chris Wilder, and you can't bloody stop me. All right. Such an improvement in the team since the start of the season, and that is largely down to him and his backroom staff, of course.
Yeah.
Alan Hill and the rest of you. I don't know your name, sorry. He's clearly a brilliant manager, as I've mentioned. And to be honest, there aren't many men I would trust more to oversee this period of change, other than perhaps Lenin. It's a little joke for you history boffins there. Putting that A level to good use. My teacher would be so proud to see where I've gone. So yeah, I'm going to go Chris Wilder. Yeah, let's not.
Find his Facebook.
So yeah, I'm going Chris Wilder. As my signing of the season. Yeah,
I don't think anyone can complain with that really, apart from the fact that it's not a player.
Not in the rules.
But apart from that, I don't think anyone could disagree with you really. We've already touched on the impact that he's had since signing. So yeah, I think we can both get behind that. What's yours, Matty?
Well, I was going to say Matt Crooks initially, but then I saw that you had already put that, so I didn't want to look like I was copying too much.
Spoiler alert!
But yeah, sorry. But yeah, I'm going to say the man who myself and my dad affectionately call the Australian Maradona, Riley McGree. I think, from seeing what we have seen of him so far during the short time he's been here, I think he's got absolutely masses of potential. And I just think that next season, it's going to hopefully be an absolute joy to watch him in the midfield. And I think his performances since he's came in have been fantastic. He's showed why he wants to be a leading part of this squad under Wilder. And I think he's certainly doing that. He's got, as I said, bags of potential. So for this one, I'm going to say Riley McGree, just because of the impact he's had since he come in and the absolute prospect and the absolute, promise that he's showing and what a player he could actually turn out to be. So congratulations, McGree.
No, I like that. I like that answer. I completely agree with you. I think it's one of them awards where you like you say, you've looked into the future a little bit, got your crystal ball out. But yeah, no, I think that he will do really well next season. I think he will be a key player next season. And he has been bright in the games that we've seen him. He's kind of linked up with Tav, linked up with the strikers when he can, when they decide to make themselves available. And yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that's a very, very good shout. The person that I went with, obviously, Matty's already said it. The tree, Matt Crooks. I think I couldn't not say Matt Crooks, solely because he cost under £1 million. He's our first, or the first player to hit double figures in a season since like 2019. Do you know what I mean? It's been a few years.
First midfielder since Brad Ledbetter. So
well, there you go. It's been a good few years since we've seen someone get in a double figure. That's shocking, by the way. But yeah, so that for one. Like you said, the fact that he cost under £1 million, which in today's money is an absolute steal. Adds height in the midfield. He's strong. Got an eye for a pass. Yeah. Just a complete all-round midfielder. I think. Yeah, it was an absolute brilliant signing. So yeah, should we go with? Well, who can we give the award to really? Because it's got to be. Yeah, I think can we all agree that it as a whole it was Matt Crooks.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, right. There you go then. The tree is. Get your prize out, Ben.
Alrighty.
Here we go.
Sadly, that would have been good.
That would. Oh my God!
I had a tree in there.
That would be very impressive. Mary Poppins.
Right, Mr. Crooks, you are getting. Okay, you're getting a brain. It's from the education union, because it's close to hair in a way.
He doesn't need any more hair.
No, but
it's already fine.
What is going on?
It's a nice brain for you, Matt. Not that you need another one, because you're a very intelligent man. But it might help you with the customer service. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. I like that reference to his second job.
There is the award for RMFC signing of the season to a Mr. Matt Crooks.
Well done, Crooksy lad. We'll get you tagged in this, and you can give us a message to come and collect your reward, or we can post it out.
If they all turn up at my house, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Can I have my brain?
Can I have a potato gun, please?
So, here's a very, very interesting question for you both. Ben, who is your flop of the season?
I've gone for Sammy Amiobi, the Invisible Man.
Why?
Is he still even at the club?
Did he ever join? Is it all
I remember
does
seeing
Sammy
one.
Amiobi exist?
I remember seeing one training picture, and like that is literally it. Like him and Uche signed on like the same day. We were like, oh my god, this is.
I genuinely forgotten he existed.
Yeah, that's how long ago it feels though.
I do feel bad for him though, because he's joined the club, just got injured and become a meme.
Yeah, it's through no fault of his own.
Yeah,
I feel bad for the bloke.
Yeah,
I do wonder what he does with his time and where he is. You know, these are just the things I think about sometimes when I've got nothing going on. I'm just like, what's Sammy Amiobi doing? You know?
No, it's that meme. You know, when you're laid in bed and you're just looking at the ceiling.
Yeah, it's like,
no, we've all been there.
Wonder what Amiobi's doing. Yeah.
But,
I don't think there's any. Yeah. Do we need to explain why that could be? Or
oh well, I mean, he came in and we thought, oh, he'll be a decent player. And at this point, I don't know if he actually is a real person.
The best could be yet to come.
Exactly.
The best could be yet to come.
All the best to you, Sammy. I hope you recover from your injury problems soon. But you are
as long as Sammy is a real person and he's not just someone we've all just imagined.
Well,
fingers crossed.
It's the Mandela effect.
Who knows? Who would yours be, Matty? Who are you going for?
As I said, this was a tough one to give out because obviously they are our players at the end of the day, and you don't really want to do this to them, but I suppose it has to be done. I'm going to say Aaron Connolly. No disrespect to him as a person or whatever as a player. I just don't think it was his time. I think everyone, we've mentioned it before. All Boro fans, particularly on Twitter, have had something to say about Mr. Connolly. If you want to go and see what they have said, please go and search that on your own accord. We will not be repeating them here. I'm going to say Aaron Connolly, probably because I think the expectation that people had of him being that Premier League level striker and everything, just like coming down and then not exactly performing the best that people maybe expected him to. But yeah, are you okay there, John?
No, I'm full of. I've got the giggles. I don't know why. I think
because I'm recording this and all I can see is Jordan just slowly losing it, and I'm trying to keep my composure.
No, I know that's my bad. Please carry on. I think you mentioned the abuse that Connolly was getting, and some of the comments you came.
There's also a lovely video of Aaron Connolly.
Yeah, that's
you probably
exactly
know which one
what
I mean.
was thinking of. That's what made me laugh. But yeah, do carry on. My apologies.
But yeah, I just think that because of the expectation people had on him, especially because we were dying for a striker and where he had come from, being like a Premier League striker, and for him to not have had the effect that maybe people expected him to, I just don't think maybe many fans could handle that, so to speak. The fact that he didn't do so well, and so as I said, he got his fair share of abuse on social media and that, which we don't condone in any way, shape or form. A lot of it was absolutely disgraceful. But yeah, I'm just going to say Aaron Connolly's my flop of the season purely because he just didn't do what I think fans expected him to. As I said, no disrespect against the bloke. He has his own interests. But yeah, we're not going to... But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that before Jordan has a meltdown laughing. So
I don't know what is wrong with me. It's just really, really tickled me.
Hey, all I'm going to say is whatever you're into.
Exactly. Whatever. Yeah.
We don't judge.
No, not at all. Yeah, mine's gonna be Leah Saliki. Yeah. I think. Actually, I agree with what you're saying, Matty. I know I'm crying, but I do agree with what you're saying. It came from Brighton. There was a lot of expectation. I think the problem was the expectation. We'd seen a nice highlight reel from Boro that had put together some goals for Brighton, and you know he's got pace, makes runs in behind. You thought it was going to be a bit of a dream team, but it just wasn't to be. So I can understand why. I think he's only got a couple of goals as well. So yeah, no, I agree with that. But yeah, mine's Saliki, purely based on the fact that I was just really disappointed that when he did get his chance, he really didn't take it. In fact, he made it 10 times worse for himself. In the sense of, obviously, come on, and you're thinking, right, just string a few passes together, get your touch. And I remember he went to play a crossfield ball, and it pinged out of play, but ridiculously away from the man that he was aiming for. and that just like summed it up for me. And then obviously went away with Cameroon, the Africa Cup of Nations, got some game time out there, came back, and he's just played under 23s football. I mean, to be fair, he did score a cracking goal.
He's been all right in the under 23s.
He did score a cracking goal against Forest, like.
Yeah, but he was playing Champions League football last year, you know.
It's just a bit mad, isn't it? But yeah, I think that's got to be up there for me. It is for the flop of the season for me, without a doubt.
Again, I'm just gonna jump in if I can. I'm just gonna say again that quote: "The best could be yet to come." I'm gonna jump in with that quote again.
Yeah,
I mean, we're not saying these are gonna be permanent flops.
Yeah,
but we're just gonna be saying that they were in this particular
season. We do have a habit of making like players play for Barcelona after the terrible for us. So.
Wow. Saliki to Real Madrid next season.
Exactly. You never know.
Yeah, dream team.
Saliki and Benzema link up. You never know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, as a collective, then, who would you class as the flop? Would it be Connolly, Saliki, or Aminobi?
This is when I need to turn it to prime moments Morgs and get one of those spinny wheels.
I think
the multicoloured ones.
To be fair, I think Amiobi hasn't played a single game, so that probably crashed as the.
Saliki was in the Champions League last year, and he's come here.
That is a massive
playing under 23s football. For me, that's the definition of flop.
I'm happy to go with that if you want.
Yeah,
we'll go with that. Yeah.
All right. Well, he can have a consolation prize.
I mean, the prize is certainly going to lift the mood.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, James. This might be the motivation that he needs to really kick on.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I'm sorry, James. I'm sure you're a lovely bloke, but you are the RMFC flop of the season. Send no hate to James, or your mother stinks. Right. We are for Mr. Lea Saliki. He has. It's a pen with Nemo on it.
Oh, how lovely!
Come on. That is a brilliant prize. Well done, James.
He's back to Rennes or France, probably in France. He's now got a pal to swim with. So
he has.
What more? You have to have some company across the English Channel at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So, no, that is a very, very good prize.
Yeah, congratulations, James.
Well done, James.
I'm sorry. All the love from the RMFC.
Yeah, we
love you, mate. No hate, by the way. Yeah, no hate to us, by the way, as well.
No hate at all. In any way, no hate. And then we'll end it on a more positive note.
Yeah,
we've kind of summed up the season as a whole. We've looked at it all, analysed the players of the season, that kind of malarkey. So yeah, a more positive note, looking towards the future. Who is your most wanted signing, Ben?
Right. Well, I think there's quite a few positions we need to strengthen. I know some amongst us have gone for a striker, so I'm going to go down the other end.
Right.
I'm going to go for a goalkeeper because I don't particularly trust the two we've got. So I've gone for Daniel Iverson of Leicester, who's been on loan at Preston this season.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of plaudits for his performances. He pulled off some good saves against us on the final day. The Dane clocked up a 70% save percentage across the season, despite being much busier than Lumley, having to make 2.8 saves a night to Lumley's 1.9, and having a better save percentage on him. So that's a good start, isn't it? He did average less passes and a lower pass accuracy. So it does remain to be seen if he could, how he would cope with the Wilder system, which requires our goalkeepers to be pretty good with their feet and to come out quite a lot as well, which we've seen Lumley do quite a lot, to the result of many a heart attack. But yeah, I'm going to go with Daniel Iverson of Leicester, even if it is just on a loan. Just give me a goalkeeper, please. Yeah.
No, I think that's a good shout. We have been linked with Iverson, so yeah, no, I think that there's reason behind us being linked with him. Other than the fact we are desperate for a keeper, he is a young keeper still that has, like you say, shown a lot of quality. While he was at Preston last season, obviously he's going back to Leicester. He'll be way down the pecking order. At Leicester, I would imagine. Probably looking like third choice keeper. So I can imagine he'll probably want like game time week in, week out. So I know Preston are all obviously looking to sign him on a permanent as well next season. So we will have competition. But yeah, no, I think that's a great shout. I think he's definitely looked promising. Like you said, the only question is whether he could suit a wilder team. But yeah, no, I think that's a brilliant shout, mate. What about you, Matty?
Right, I'm going to go with that Coventry striker whose name you are going to have to help me pronounce because I've been trying all day and I still can't find a way to pronounce it. You know who I'm going on about.
Victor Gyökeres.
Oh, it's
Yes,
Gyökeres.
that's it. That's it. Yeah,
That's
I was thinking Gyökeres. I was going all over with it. I was driving myself insane. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with him because I think we've been crying out for a striker for God knows how long now. We just need someone who can just put the ball in the back of the net more than anything.
Yeah.
We just need reliability up front. And I think a player like him, especially because of the season he's had this season, he's got quite a few goals and everything. So I think we don't want to put the Boro striker curse on him that we spoke about before. We don't want to put that on him. But I just think that a player like him, a striker like him, could be what we need. And the key word there being could be what we need because we don't want to bestow any bad luck upon previous strikers who have done well at other clubs and then have come to Boro and have not done so well. So yeah, I'm going to go with Gyökeres. So yeah, that's probably my shout.
Could you say eliminate the striker curse? Let's not have a striker. It worked on FM. Let's try it. You know, that's all I'm saying. Let's go striker.
A shout.
Well, technically, 9 times out of 10, teams like City basically have midfielders up top anyway. They just play with like 3 attacker. Well, the class as attackers, but they're not actually strikers, are they? So
they do have Haaland now, though. So.
Oh well, yeah. Obviously, no, yeah.
We'll take Liam Delap.
Yeah. Yes, that is a very good shout as well. Yeah. I think. Well, I'm just gonna add to what Matty said. I was reminded by Coventry fans though that will probably cost us about 10 mil.
Yeah. That was a fun day for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I must have spent like a full 2 days getting through every single reply because, wow, that I've never experienced.
Jordan's threads are a thing of beauty, by the way, guys. Just a cheap plug.
Unless you're a Coventry fan.
And then you attract mass hate. Yeah, I was reminded that he will it'll cost us at least 10 mil. Way off my valuation that I got off transfer market. I didn't really use my head with that one, considering a striker scored 17 goals in the Championship. Did not use my head at all.
Conservative.
At all, 16, 17 goals. But yeah, I would. For me, he was the best striker I've seen play at the Riverside in a long, long time. He looked the complete striker. He was coming short, getting midfielders involved, runs in behind, holding the ball up, winning headers, anything, you name it, he had it, and he's shown that all season. So I think if we were to sign a striker, you need like an out-and-out striker, one that's going to get you goals in the Championship, one that fits the system. And I think he definitely fits the system. Another close one, though, I would say just after that would be Twine from MK Dons, who I was also reminded by MK Dons fans. He's double, almost triple the valuation that I put him at. So we're looking at about 5 mil for him. But yeah, he's like.
I say 5 million. 5 million for a League One striker. It's not something to be laughed at.
No,
not at all. No, not when he scored.
What did Ivan Toney go for? That was.
I think that was double figures.
I think it was 15 from.
I think that was definitely double figures. Brentford bought from Peterborough, but yeah, he scored 20 goals in League One this season. Got 13 assists. He's kind of like a number 9. Like he plays up top, but kind of anywhere you want.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, he can play in that, like, just in behind, or he can play a little bit wide, or he can play central. So he's versatile as well. And he's still young. I think he's only 22, 23. So there's a lot of potential there. And I think he's been linked with the Premier League moves. But I think for him, the next step is like a championship club, test himself at this level. And then obviously if he does well here, and, you know, if he can get anywhere near that amount of goals this season, then I have no doubt we'd be in the Premier League next season. Them two really stuck out for me.
Well, this is where the so-called Jed Spence profit could come into play if it does go down that route.
Exactly. I mean, you never know. Forest could still win the playoffs. They could still go up. They might buy him. If not, bloody Bayern Munich could be mentioned. So,
Jesus.
yeah. So who knows? I think he will definitely go in the summer. We can't turn down a minimum of 15 mil. You know, that gives Wilder a lot to play with, a lot of budget to use in the summer for this rebuild. So yeah, well, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. There was actually one thing that cropped up that me and Ben wanted to mention. I know Matty will jump on this as well.
So it's Jake Daniels of Blackpool. We just basically wanted to throw our full support behind him.
Absolutely.
For doing such a brave thing. It shouldn't be such a brave thing to admit who he is. And that's kind of, you know, the sad state that this world is in. But all support to Jake Daniels. You know, you'd imagine he'll get hate. Because people.
There'll be some idiot somewhere on Twitter.
Yeah, of course there will. But they're the scum of the earth, and hopefully he picks out like moments like these that we're doing now, just these little things. And I've seen a lot of the football community together as one, commenting and things like that. So hopefully he sees more of that than he does the bads, because you're always going to get the bads.
Just shows, as we always say, football is more than a sport. It's a community thing. And as I said, full support out to him.
Yeah. But we can all definitely back that, and brave thing to do. But that's gonna wrap that up. We just wanted to add that in there, and like I say, show our support. But this has been a full season review. Hope you've enjoyed Ben's prizes, because they surprised us as well. So. And like I say, if you haven't already seen them and you're listening on our podcast, get over to YouTube and grow back through and see, because they are honestly, there's going to be players like DMing.
And you can also see our exceptionally handsome suits, by the way.
And the Jim White impersonators with me tonight. Do you know what I mean? Transfer deadline day.
That's it. Spoiler, guys. If there are any transfers in the future, I may have to dig out the yellow tie. I may have to dig it out.
He's throwing it out there now. There's no going back.
So I will happily do that, boys. I will happily do that. By the way, if there's anyone who desperately doesn't want me to do that, then my DMs are always open for reasonable conversations. But as I said, keep it reasonable.
Yeah. But like I say, if you have enjoyed this episode, and you're watching on YouTube, please like the video. Let us know what you thought, who your awards will go to, that kind of jazz. And if you listen on the podcast, please leave a review. Give us a 5-star. We'd really appreciate that. It means the world to us. And let us know your thoughts as well. And thank you both very much for joining me on this season review.
Thank you.
No worries, pal. Thank you very much.
We will all see you in the next one.
Catch you later.
Take care, guys.